Greetings and welcome to the TERRAWULF 2025 third quarter earnings conference call. Currently, all participants are in a listen-only mode. A brief question and answer session will follow the formal presentation. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I will now turn the conference over to Tom Larkin, Senior Vice President, Director of Investor Relations. Thank you, Mr. Larkin.
It started.
Good afternoon and welcome to TERRAWULF's 2025 third quarter earnings call. Joining me today are Chairman and CEO Paul Prager and CFO Patrick Fleury. Before we get started, please note that our remarks today may include forward-looking statements. These statements are subject to risks and uncertainties, and actual results may differ materially. During this call, we may use words like anticipate, could, enable, estimate, intend, expect, believe, potential, will, should, project, and similar expressions which indicate forward-looking statements. For a more comprehensive discussion of these and other risks, please refer to our filings.
Ask the CEO a question.
Available at sec.gov in the investor section of our website.
I wouldn't know what to ask him.
We will also reference certain non-GAAP financial measures today. Please refer to our 10-K and 10-Q filings on our website for a full reconciliation of these non-GAAP measures to the most comparable GAAP measures. We will start today's call with prepared remarks from Paul and Patrick, followed by a Q&A session. Now I'd like to turn the call over to our CEO, Paul Prager.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. The third quarter was truly transformational for TERRAWULF, both operationally and financially. During the quarter, we executed one of the most significant steps in our company's evolution, signing approximately 360 megawatts of critical IT load with FluidStack, backstopped by Google, at our Lake Mariner campus in upstate New York.
Yeah.
This 10-year agreement, representing average annual revenue of approximately $670 million and average annual net operating income of more than $565 million before extensions, firmly validates our high-performance computing hosting strategy and establishes TERRAWULF as a leader in designing, building, and operating low-carbon, enterprise-scale compute infrastructure. In October, we reinforced that leadership by closing $3.2 billion in senior secured financing, backed by the Google credit enhancement to fully fund the Lake Mariner high-power compute build-out. This transaction is a milestone for the broader industry, demonstrating a repeatable end-to-end development model that begins with design and site control, extends through customer contracting and construction, and culminates in long-term credit-enhanced lease revenue. The third quarter also marked an operational inflection point for TERRAWULF, as we recorded our first HPC revenues with lease commencement at Wolf Den and CV1. We remain on track to deliver CV2 near year-end, subject, of course, to tenant fit-out requests, which will complete our delivery of 60 megawatts of critical IT for Core 42. Across our platform, these early deployments are proof points that our strategy is working and our execution is disciplined. At Lake Mariner, our team continues to perform exceptionally well. In terms of executing for FluidStack and Google, the majority of long lead items have been contracted through CV5, and construction progress is both visible and measurable. CV3 is more than 50% erected. The final concrete pour is scheduled within 2 weeks, and the structure will be fully enclosed before year-end. CV4 and CV5 are already well underway, with underground work beginning next week, steel deliveries arriving in early December, and building erection expected to begin before Christmas. The progress our construction and operations teams have achieved, and with rigorous quality standards, reflects TERRAWULF's deep experience in developing and delivering large-scale energy and data infrastructure. We also continue to expand our geographic footprint and customer base. Just 2 weeks ago, we expanded our partnership with FluidStack and Google announcing our joint venture to develop and operate the Abernathy HPC campus in Texas within the Southwest Power Pool market. This project adds 168 megawatts of new HPC capacity with expansion potential up to 600 megawatts and replicates the same credit-enhanced structure proven at Lake Mariner. This joint venture with FluidStack and Google leverages our collective expertise, incorporates Hypertech as EPC partner, and includes 2 additional options to expand the joint venture. One for future phases at Abernathy. What's equally important is how we're positioning TerraWulf for the next wave of growth. Our approach remains disciplined, expanding only where we have clear structural advantages in power, permitting, and partnership.
But yeah, they're building a lot. They've been expanding a lot. I've been telling you guys that since this thing was $2.40, that they've been building, working on a lot of projects. I mean, yeah, this is insane. You know, the revenue is not going to be that great right now, but if you look 4 or 5 years into the future, this is a stock you probably want to hold on to and trade, you know? And sorry, we just went down because I was sharing this with my Facebook. And when I did that, it cut us off, I think. So guys, please share this, because when I do it, it cuts us off. So help you do what you can to share this video. We got to get more people to learn about TerraWulf stock, all right?
Phase of growth. Executing today while methodically building the platform for tomorrow. Scalable, low carbon, and designed to meet the accelerating demand for high-performance compute.
Moving up a little bit now.
Reflecting that confidence, we recently increased our annual target for new HPC signings from 100 to 150 megawatts per year to 250 to 500 megawatts per year. We did not make this decision lightly. It reflects the tangible progress we've made in advancing our development pipeline and the strength of customer demand. Over the past year, we've evaluated over 150 potential sites, narrowing that list to a select group that meets our strict criteria: grid redundancy, minimum power thresholds, attractive geographies for end customers, and time to power. To support this next phase, we've expanded our site acquisition and development teams, strengthening what is already the most capable organization in the sector. Our deep understanding of what hyperscale and AI customers need, combined with our access to scalable, low-cost power, positions TerraWulf at the forefront of the infrastructure transformation now underway. We are proud of what our team accomplished this quarter, but we are even more excited about what lies ahead. With that, I'll turn the call over to our CFO, Patrick Fleury, to discuss our financial results in more detail.
Thank you, Paul. The 3Q 2025 results reflect a strong contribution from our legacy Bitcoin mining operation, and more importantly, the start of HPC leasing segment revenues. On our 2Q 2025 earnings call, we discussed a series of capital markets initiatives in the second half of 2025. I'm proud to report that with the benefit of our new financial support from Google and help of our partners, including Morgan Stanley and Paul Weiss, we've executed beyond our expectations, raising over $5.2 billion at incredibly attractive rates, creating durable equity value for our shareholders. Now, let me turn to the results. In the third quarter of 2025, GAAP revenues increased 6% quarter over quarter to $50.6 million from $47.6 million in 2Q 25. We recognized $7.2 million of HPC lease revenue at Wolfden and CB1, with intra-quarter lease commencement resulting in 22.5 megawatts of energized hosting capacity. Continuing with our long-term commitment to financial transparency, we've added a page in our investor presentation detailing lease accounting nuances, which we hope you find
nice going.
We self-mined 377 Bitcoin at Lake Mariner, or approximately 4 Bitcoin per day, a 22% decrease compared to the 485 Bitcoin mined in 2Q25. Our GAAP cost of revenue, exclusive of depreciation, decreased by 22%, $22.1 million in 2Q25 to $17.1 million in 3Q25. Power prices in upstate New York normalized in 2Q25 and continued to decline in 3Q25 to 4.7 cents per kilowatt hour, in line with historical levels and our previous guidance of 5 cents per kilowatt hour for the second half of 2025. Proceeds from participation in demand response programs, which are recorded as a reduction in cost of revenue during the period in which the underlying program occurs, increased to $7.4 million in 3Q25 from $3.1 million in 2Q25. Operating expenses increased 28% quarter over quarter to $4.5 million in 3Q25 from $3.5 million in 2Q25. This trend higher throughout 2025 is primarily the result of increased staffing levels at Lake Mariner necessary to support.
But guys, it looks like it's going well. You know, this is just a company that's going to take time, but they have a lot going on. So stock it's down. It reacted pretty bad at first, but now we're coming back up a little bit. This is going to be a highly tradable stock too. So anytime you get a dip, it's probably going to bounce back. It's a conference call. It's just a conference call for TERRAWULF stock. This is one of the positions that I'm holding.
The company recorded accelerated depreciation expense of $7.8 million related to a certain miner building and related miners, of which the company shortened its useful life based on expected shutdown of operations for purposes of supporting the HPC operations. Change in fair value of contingent consideration was $8.8 million in 3Q25, related to fair value remeasurement of contingent consideration liabilities based on milestones achieved during the quarter related to the acquisition of TERRAWULF E&D. Loss on disposals of property, plant, and equipment net was $2 million in 3Q25, down from $3.8 million in 2Q25. These losses related to the sale of 8,900 and 2,900 miners.
Look at
Were
this.
sold or otherwise disposed of for proceeds of $6.9 million.
A little bit more.
$1.9 million in 3Q25 and 2Q25 respectively. GAAP
Price of gold is surging again a little bit. Gold could really break out right here because it is basically almost at its highest point of the day, and we have a little bit of resistance at about 4,116. So if gold can break above there, it could go up another $50 by tomorrow morning. Okay, guys? So gold price looking really strong again, finally. Let's go back to that earnings call
Q and 4Q
and see how TERRAWULF is doing.
Change in fair value of warrants and derivative liabilities.
Subscribe to Matt Owen's YouTube channel.
Was a loss of $424.6 million related to the Google warrants and the conversion feature of the 2031 convertible note, which was originally accounted for separately as a derivative liability. Our GAAP net loss in 3Q25 was $455 million, compared to a net loss of $18.4 million in 2Q25.
Dang.
Our non-GAAP adjusted EBITDA improved 25% quarter over quarter, totaling $18.1 million from $14.5 million in 2Q. As a reminder, these results are inclusive of significant increases in operating expenses and SG&A over the past 12 months, as we invested heavily in our HPC business. These incremental costs have been entirely borne by our legacy mining business until now. Turning our attention to the balance sheet. As of September 30th, we held $712.8 million in cash and restricted cash, with total assets amounting to $2.5 billion and total liabilities of $2.2 billion. In October, we closed over $4.2 billion in capital markets transactions, including $3.2 billion of 7 3/4 BB-rated senior secured notes due 2030, and $1.025 billion of 0% convertible notes due 2032. As seen on page 14 of our 3Q25 investor presentation, with these financings complete and the La Lupa and Aquila data center construction projects at Lake Mariner fully funded, our pro forma liquidity totals over $1 billion, which provides cash for three important initiatives. One, TerraWulf's cash equity contribution to the Abernathy JV with FluidStack. Two, the acquisition of key sites in our pipeline that have advanced to the final stages of diligence and negotiation. And three, excess cash to create a fortress balance sheet to weather any storm. With regard to the Abernathy JV, we anticipate coming to market before year-end with a senior secured notes financing similar in all respects to the offering we recently completed at Wolf Compute. As a reminder, the Abernathy JV benefits from $1.3 billion of Google credit support over a 10-year period. The second half of 2025 has been nothing less than extraordinary for TerraWulf and its stakeholders. We have secured over $16 billion of HPC lease agreements and executed over $5.2 billion of financings at incredibly attractive rates, added significant liquidity to the balance sheet, and shown we have a deep, multifaceted pipeline to grow the business at 250 to 500 megawatts annually in the future. With that, I'll turn it back over to the operator, and we look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you. We will now be conducting a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. A confirmation tone will indicate your line is in the question queue. You may press *2 if you would like to remove your question from the queue. For participants using speaker equipment, it may be necessary to pick up your handset before pressing the star keys. One moment, please, while we poll for questions. Our first question comes from Mike Grundahl with Northland Securities.
I'm not doing it.
Please proceed with your question.
Hey, thank you, guys. First question for Paul. Paul, it was noted that there's some key sites that you're close to closing on. Can you talk a little bit about those sites?
No. Good question, Mike. There are at least two sites that we're very, very close to sorting out. We're going for some regional diversity where we think our customers are inclined to enter into long-term agreements. We've built out our team on the front end here to focus. We've looked at over 150 opportunities. I would not be surprised if by year end we announced at least one, possibly two additional sites.
That's great. And then a question for Patrick. Patrick, I noticed in the slides you're breaking out segments now with BTC and HPC. And I also noticed on the HPC side, the margins look like they were about 72%. And I think in the past you've talked about roughly 85% margins. Can you kind of reconcile that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I think you'll see when we file the Q, full detail on the segment, obviously, which we're really proud of given the start of HPC leasing revenue. But yeah, the actual margin was about 72%. There, in the operating expenses, there's about $700,000 of development expense at Cayuga. So if you back that.
All right, guys. So the earnings call is still going on, but I've got other things to do. The stock, TerraWulf right now is up to $13.95. And they announced that they could be announcing 2 more sites by the end of the year where they're going to be building expansion for the company for data storage and computing power. So this is good. The company is going to continue expanding as much as humanly possible, I believe. They've already been making deals with Google. So this company is they're really going places, especially with AI. Right now, though, there's a belief that the AI bubble is going to burst. I don't believe it. I don't think the AI bubble is going to burst. I think it's going to keep getting a little bit bigger. TerraWulf right now at $14. It just went up to $14.25. $14.22. $14.22. It's really moving around a lot right now. $14.22. Look at it. $14.03. It just dropped again. I bet you it's going to go up. There it is. There it is. See? I knew it was going to pop back up right there. $14.25. So it looks like we're going to keep going higher, and we should regain everything that we lost when the conference call began. Okay? So we just have to go a little bit higher here. And then we'll be back in the green zone. Hey, Jesus Rodriguez. Thanks for that tip the other day. So, yes, gold right now. Gold is at $4,115. And TerraWulf is at $14.26 right now. So we're going to see where we sit. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Actually, I might come out here and do a live workout session. I'm going to do the arms a little bit. We're going to get pumped up. All right, guys, so I'm going to get something to eat. And I'm going to come back in about an hour. And I'll see you guys there. We'll talk about the TerraWulf earnings call. Oh, look. It just popped up to $14.33, and then it went right back down to $14.22.
Add out, you'll see that gets.
All right, guys. I will see you later. We'll talk all about TerraWulf earnings.
For the quarter, so obviously much closer to